recently I've had a chat with Joe, and he's come up with one or two comments which is rather amusing, and I'm sure you'll enjoy them when you've had a chance to look at it. But you're enjoying your second season as it is now with Whitstable Town.
Yeah, most certainly. I think because I've realised there's a lot to running a football club, and I think the contributions that everybody puts in is fantastic, Tony. I think there's a lot of people that just turn up, and understandably they turn up to support their team. But you know, there's so much going on. I've learnt so much about the runnings of a football club since I came over from the dark side.
I love that, the dark side. Just in case anybody's unaware of Gary's past, he used to be the man in the middle, the man in black.
Did not used to get a load of abuse down here.
Just a bit. But you've touched on something then that really leads me down another avenue, but I will proceed with this because you say about walking in the door. Now you've experienced it from the other side where, as the players have, you've walked in on match day, all looks spick and span, very nice, you do your game, have a drink in the bar afterwards, and then off you go home. And as you quite rightly say, you know, you've now learnt just what goes on behind the scenes, and you know, a lot of people, supporters, players, you know, general members of the public are just unaware of it, aren't they?
Tony, there's so much involved in running the club, that whatever you're doing, whatever the contribution involved. And since I stepped into the breach sort of early part of last season to become the secretary, a job that really I wasn't, to be perfectly frank, looking for, because I knew how in depth it was. I think all secretaries put so much effort in, so much work in behind the scenes. A lot of it goes unnoticed, and you know, frankly, I enjoy the involvement, but I didn't reckon that I'd still be doing the secretariat's job. But you know, here everybody plays such a vital part. There are some good people involved, both on the committee and not on the committee, that come down here, put a lot of time in, energy in on the gates, collecting the footballs, and really in the season, in the mid-season break. And so much work goes on, and so many Sunday mornings and Saturdays, and you know, there are a few people around the club that I'm sure don't really know where their home is because they put so many hours in here.
Yeah, there are one or two out there, that's for sure, and I think you're becoming one of them as well.
Well, sadly so. I think football's in my blood, and my wife and daughter probably cursed the day I got involved with the football club. They thought refereeing was bad enough, as did many of the many of the people down here at Whitstable too. But you know, I love my football. It's great to be involved with the club, and it's a cracking club.
Well, the nice thing about it as well is that you've been embraced by the supporters and obviously everyone else involved with the club. You're a very hands-on guy, which and you're a doer, and I'll confirm that by saying that, you know, if there is a job to be done or something to be done and you get charged with it, you just get on and get it done.
Tony, someone's got to do that, and you know, when we really need more people involved, we do need more people involved, so perhaps a bit of a plea for anybody that's watching this. If you haven't been involved so far and you could offer a little bit more time, you know, the club would love your involvement and would very much appreciate it. So, you know, the plea to everybody really is come along, get involved and do that little bit more for the football club. Now, whether it's running things or helping to run things on a match day, running things like this evening on a youth game, on a reserve game, you know, out of hours support you can give to the club. You know, you're very, very welcome. We would really appreciate it. But you know, I am a doer. It is a passion. I really enjoy what I do around the football club. We've got a good bunch of people here, and we want the football club with a common theme of wanting to improve the football club right the way through, and I'm certainly behind that.
Well, it really takes me back to what you've just said then is just highlights how I feel about local football. It takes me back to, well, getting on for nearly 20 years ago now that I've been involved with Whitstable, about 16, 17 years I think. I've been lucky enough to be chairman, so that was a lovely time for me. But the reason that I feel so passionate about local football is one of the words that my dad used to say. He used to say to me, see it, feel it, touch it. Now you can at this level. Now, you know, you just can't do it. You know, you go up 2 or 3 divisions and you lose touch with the supporters, you lose touch with the players. It just becomes a different animal entirely.
I think you're right, Tony. There's, you know, with gates of 200 people on average is what we had last year, and given the season we had, I thought it was a great following and great. It was fantastic to see those people out in all weathers, and we'd love you to come back and keep coming down to the ground and get the gates that we had at the beginning of the season. We saw nearly 400 people here. You know, the more successful the club is, understandably, and we are very much aware of that, but the more successful the club is, the more attractive it will be to come down here to the Belmont either midweek or of course at the weekend. But you know, it is in your blood. You want to do it. If you've been involved, as you have as chairman, and all the jobs you've done around the club, and not least now in the PR capacity, but if football's in your blood, you get involved, and some of us, perhaps like you, Joe, and a number of others, don't quite know where to draw the line, because it becomes a bit more. It's almost an obsession, isn't it?
It is
we
really.
all have one common theme, and that's we want to see the club go forward and go from strength to strength. And that's really important around here.
Well, and it's so encouraging as well that now, in my time in local football, I've now seen so many other sides come up to the level that we're at, Ryman level. We've now got Faversham, we've got
there's 7 clubs in Kent now,
absolutely,
in Ryman South, so it's very competitive here in Kent. It's really, really important that we don't get left behind. So we not only need the spectators to come through the gate, we need the facilities used here, be it the bar, the clubhouse. I think we can do an awful lot for the local community here. But 7 teams in Kent in this division. That's really, really important that we continue to go from strength to strength, and that we don't continue to struggle. So, that takes everybody's involvement, Tony, as you well know.
Certainly does. Gary, it's been a pleasure to talk to you, mate, and I don't think we're going to leave it a while as long as we have now in the past. We'll chat again, because that's good. They'll all enjoy your little comments.
Good. Well, I love being involved here at the football club, and thank you to everybody at Whitstable that's made me feel so involved and so welcome.
Well done, Gary. Cheers.
Same's getting the abuse I used to get on a Saturday.